Oh my lad, and welcome back to Danmakufu Delirium. Today we've got a script called Once More Unto the Window by 7636K. The script has been on Bulletforge for quite a while, but nobody's bothered to play it. From what I can tell, and now here I am to play it. Woo! It looks to be a crossover between len'en and Toho. But aside from that, there's not much more I could gather from what the script actually is. So I guess the best thing we can do is to just jump into it. Len'en Kyokai Higeki, once more onto the window. See, Marissa. Hey, there's another PC. This is getting flat. Fishy. Select your difficulty. Ooh. French Rhapsody. The star of Cardinal Richelieu shines brightly upon your path. Follow those who have become a shmup initiate. Oh my god. Swedish Rhapsody. The star of Gustavus Adolphus shines upon your path. For those who have fun with shmups in general. Danish Rhapsody. The star of Christian IV shines softly upon your path. For those who have confidence in their shmup skills. Bohemian Rhapsody. Count of Tilly has a devil put aside for me. For those who have survived the horrors of the 30 Years' War. Ooh. Now I know what the 30 Years' War is, because I live in Germany. Yeah, we experienced that too. It was basically a kind of religious war between Catholics and Protestants, and it pretty much ravaged all of Europe. So I guess this is what this script is like. We have a kind of thematic here with the 30 Years' War. I guess I'll go with normal and see what happens. Oof. Hold C to skip dialogue. You might want to read the story if there's problem. However, this is a fairly convoluted crossover. You have been warned. Alright. Man, whichever way you look at it, this entire mercenary work thing feels fishy. First, the shady... I can't talk. I just can't... Oh, God. First, the shady letter from the Eater of Cranes who hired me. The letter comes with an odd piece of paper I have to bring when I set out. And it did not come from Hakure Omoria Shrine. I'm lucky Reimu's been corresponding with the priest from Senri Shrine enough that she can tell with some certainty it's made in Senri. Made in Senri TM. And she also told me a Senri Tsurubami is the two priests' predecessor. Is this Senri Tsurubami the same Eater of Cranes guy that hired me? Ooh, yeah, crossover. And then there's this Eater of Cranes asked me to wait for my contact above. The sea. Wait, what? Okay, so not only is this a Toho and len'en crossover, but apparently there's a sea as well. So we're not in Gensokyo. We could be in Mugenri because there is a kind of sea in Mugenri. Well, there are the gloomy straits, and straits is a part of the sea close to the land. You know what straits are. And the fantasy sea wall, so it's kind of implied there is at least a bit of sea. Is this where we are? Or are we just straight up in the outside world? Because, ooh. There's nobody else, not even an attacker. Just what exactly is going on here? Huh? Good afternoon, can you hear me? Great, now the piece of paper speaks. Be professional, me. I might as well make their first impression of a Gensokyo resident. Make that count. Yes, Kiri-sama here. May I know with whomst I'm speaking? This is Shigure, Admiral Senri's aide. Admiral Senri, are you the contact the Admiral is expecting? Admiral Senri, this just went up another notch. Admiral? There was not the slightest mention of an Admiral in the message I received. There's better be a very good reason why I'm not supposed to know that before I set out. I know, right? To say Admiral Senri's inexplicable can be a severe understatement at times. I mean, I can see why you're not supposed to come here, so that they don't suspect we hired you, at least before you engage a target. But why should you not know exactly who hired you? I have neither the slightest idea why, nor the permission to say why, if I know any... Excuse me. Excuse me? Oof. Understood. Kirisame-san, are you still listening? That was a pretty dangerous thing to say when your Admiral Senri is right behind you. Is there anything I'm supposed to know? Do you know your friend have been sending letters with the Senri Shrine? Whoa, I didn't expect her to know that. Yes. Insanity Shrine is now home to how many? Wait, not quite 2. There are the 2 priests, then the Shikigami who actually knows how things run there makes 3. And then there's this pinkish ghost who's really chummy with one of the priests. That means 4. 4. I see. Clear her to that thing. Alright, Kirisame-san. In case you haven't connected the clues yourself, we'll tell you something. The Eater of Cranes that sent you that letter is in fact our very own Admiral Senri Tsurubami. Oof. You sure it's alright to spell your commander's name in broad daylight like this? Don't worry, that talisman was designed to double as a secure communication channel. You sure this is really secure? Alright. What am I supposed to do then? At your current speed, expect visual contact with the target within a few minutes. The target? I'm only dealing with one target? Yes, but do not underestimate the target. The bullet density it fires is quite frightening. The first time we engage it, I can swear the target used a spell card or something before it then thrashes us. It better be very unusual over here, considering your reaction. Very unusual indeed. Am I expected to face resistance from someone else escorting the target? No one is escorting the target. Hang on. Target. I got the target in sight, and it lies still? As I expected, having no tritanium on your kit makes its metal detector pointless against you. The heck is tritanium? Okay, so this is a crossover with yet another series? Oh my god. What is this? This is just a giant hodgepodge. Like, ah. You see, our kits, as well as our regular enemies, contains a rare metal we codenamed tritanium. Without a trace amount of that tritanium metal, our kit is little better than scrap. Or our regular enemies, for that matter. Regular? I assume this is an irregular one, then. You can say so. Anyway, it turns out that the target has a metal detector that is particularly sensitive to tritanium. Sensitive enough to have it open fire on us before, I believe. Either of us have... So much text, oh my god. I mean, it's not like I understand any of this anyway. This is a message from the overlords of Mugenri. Return your admiral or face the consequences. What? This is a message from the... Here's the deal. Get the target to say what does that mean in a less vague way. By fair, means, or foul. Just don't kill the target before we understand what does that mean. Got it. Arch heaven out of nowhere. That's better. Okay, I have literally no idea what the fuck is going on anymore. Beginning sign. Second defenestration. Unusual choice of sound effects here. Because those are Marissa's missile sound effects. With like... Okay, this is not too thrilling so far. I say as I died. Like, even if I die, it's not particularly exciting yet. I still don't understand what the fuck is going on here. I don't have a hitbox. Oh, there it is. Just disappeared for some reason after I died. Good programming. Testing device, Orrery's broadside. This is a very long spell. Okay, but seriously, what is going on here? We've got Toho over here. We've got len'en involved for some reason. We've got whatever this is. We've got the whole 30 years war symbolic. What the hell? They were not lying when they said this was a convoluted crossover. Maelstrom, Battle of the White Mount. Oof. Hey, at least stuff didn't spawn on my butt. That's good. That's nice. Like to see that. And it's still pretty sudden. You can tell it's oh my god, stop. My hitbox disappears and I die. Oh, the hitbox indicator, I mean, not the... Oh my god, can you stop? This seems to be entirely random rainbow vomit. Okay. Ooh. This is interesting. Really... Ouch. Really easy to dodge if you're not a total moron. Cowardice sign, Flight of the Winter King. I said I know what the 30 Years' War is, and I do. Well, I don't know the specifics of it, like which parties were exactly involved, apart from Catholics and Protestants. Or all the battles that took place, and warning. That was a very interesting warning, but like, okay, whatever, blew up. So yeah, I don't know all the details of the conflict, so I don't know, maybe Winter King was a reference to something, I wouldn't know. Swords of Adesso Bridge. Reign of Swords of Adesso Bridge. Looks like a very Fumikado pattern. Like the previous one was one of Fumikado's non-skulls. It's a bit different. So yeah, the story in this is not consistent in any way that I could see. Like, why are Toho and len'en involved? Why not just one of them? I don't see any reason why the crossover between Toho and len'en is even needed here. It's just there. Oh, I'm terrible. Spelter Resurrection, first Breitenfeld. What? I really haven't played stuff in a while. I need to. I think I chose to play this script first, I guess, because it's pretty simple with its patterns. I've got two more lined up that I don't think are going to be very simple at all. Oh, what is this? This is interesting. Ah, okay. I like this. I like the concept of this. I really do. I feel like you could have done a bit more with this. That was probably the most interesting pattern we... Oh! Yep. And then it's just kind of streaming. Bit dull. There's more you could have done with this. Especially the previous non-spell where the stuff turned invisible before it hit me. Probably the most interesting pattern we had so far was the previous non-spell. The rest was kind of like... Some of it was flashy, but most of it was kind of really boring to play, in my opinion. Maybe this is more arcade flavored, because all the spirals and walls from all those sides, and the battleship dynamic aesthetic, I mean Dynastic Nadir, First Leipzig, kind of reminds me of arcade shoot-em-ups, or what I've seen of them at least. I've never played a cave game or any of those kinds of games. This is just my idea of what they look like. Mostly spirals and walls. Pretty long battle. Worst part is there's no indicator of how many boss life bars there are still left to deal with. So I think we should have left that in. The war returns to its origin, 1648. It's seamless ceiling. Why is seamless ceiling in this? Why? What is this? Okay, now I think this is a bit different now. That was not in Seamless Ceiling. Seamless Ceiling was just those spirals. And some more spirals. This seems like it's the last attack. 3 miseries and misfortunes of war. First came the Grey Coats. And I couldn't read the rest. Oh, 9 out of 10 of theirs came because the next came the Blue Coats to make my sons fight. Yeah, this is Tasoken. Next came the Green Coats to make my wife 4 TN. Ooh. 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 I like this. Next came the Brown Coats to burn my home. I like the way this looks. I have not bought my life, now come the Black Coats to rock that. Ah, I almost had it. We've gone the other way. Ending sign, Ephemerality 128. Ouchie, ouch, that was... That hit was bigger than I expected. Yep. What is going on here? What is this pattern? I don't understand what this pattern is trying to do. It's just a bunch of bouncy sit that keeps increasing in numbers. It's also really boring. Ew. And it killed me anyway, god. I died to the most boring shit. It really goes to show how good I am at playing these types of games. Okay. Now explain what you're saying. Boop. In less vague terms, or you'll eat more stars. Okay, I'll speak. First things first, don't lie to me. Who sent you? Can't really remember her name. Her, huh? So, do you think she's taller than me? Yes. Long blonde hair? Yes. With a peaked cap? Peaked cap, Shigura-san, please. I have a mob cap, actually. Don't tell me she's also wearing a purple dress, plain white. But there was this humanoid with fox ears and many tails, and a man with a black headband and very tacky crisscrossing footwears. Can you tell Ran? Yep, that's even worse. God damn it, Yukari. But who the hell is that man? Okay. What do you really mean by return the Admiral? Return them to the rightful place in Mugen Reed. Your fleet have held them here against their will? And what's your cue that they came or stayed here against their will? He's clueless? For real? Okay, forget I asked that last question. What do you really mean by face the consequences? Kiri-sama-san, can you hear me? Yes, what now? You've just received a message from a regular enemy. I'll read the letter for you. I see you've brought someone unrelated to this conflict to resolve that monster we believe to be unrelated to this conflict. I guess we had to fight outsider with outsider, huh? Still, thank you for forcing us to meet again in the negotiation table to discuss the terms of our truce. With love, the Abyssal Fleet. With love? Is these guys for real? Beats me. Then again, we have actually conducted a joint operation with them to try to deal with the being you have just dealt with. Try being the keyword, since the first spellcard alone mapped the floor with what we and the Abyssals have mustered for that ops. And to find out it has 10. Whoever sent that thing must have expected that someone will bring in something that can fight it on its terms. I guess I'll have to schedule a quick visit home after our negotiation with the regular opponent. Whoever was behind this really needs me home. Uh-oh. The target flew away while we were debriefing. May I leave then? Well, okay, you've completed what you're hired for. You may leave. I'll have Jinbei deliver your pay the next time a letter to the Hakare Shrine is delivered. Yep. This mercenary work really did turn out to be a fishy one, through and through. Well. So the only thing I can guess is happening here is that the whole symbolic over the 30 Years War is kind of applied to Toho and len'en, but like there was no conflict between Itsokyu and Mugenri. I'm just confused about the story, but I'm not here to review stories. My own stories are pretty shit anyway. In terms of Danmaku, well, I think I've said all I needed to say. It was incredibly boring throughout. Maybe that's because I played normal. I guess I could try hard and see what that looks like. Oh my god, the dialogue. Okay, second defenestration. Now let's see. It's any more interesting on... Nope. No, it's not. There's also an extremely long first spell card. I mean, the lasers look cool, but they don't really do much. They kind of limit my movement space, but it's not like I want to move outside of this space anyway. So, yeah, they're really just kind of there. Ouchie, ouch. I think this would have worked better as a final spell. Just from the way it looks like. Ouch. Oh yeah, it's bomb immune, of course. Yeah, so like I said, the patterns look more like arcade shoot-em-ups. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it wasn't what I was expecting here, to be quite honest. There. This is pretty sudden. This is also one of the better patterns, aside from the random rainbow vomit. I don't know why that keeps hitting me, to be honest. Easily avoided. So yeah, I guess arcade shoot-em-ups just aren't for me because I like seeing beautiful patterns, beautiful complex patterns that are also nice to look at and not just nice to play. Because, I don't know, I'm not having fun with this. Too low the wind flow. So I guess I'm gonna end it here because a heart isn't that different from normal. Just, yeah, it's a bit harder, but the patterns are more interesting. Now that I know what's coming for me, of course I die anyway. Just as I was about to say, I'm doing better. That's also a very obvious warning there. And the Flume pattern. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of this again. So, if your goal was to make an arcade-style battle, then yes, 100 points. It's just probably a bit too easy by arcade standards. I wouldn't know. Don't ask me for feedback on that. But if you actually wanted it to be a sort of crossover between Toho and len'en and kind of keep the Danmaku style of these games, then this script did not do that. The patterns were way too simple for what Toho and len'en normally do. Well, I guess len'en is mostly RNG. Please don't take inspiration from len'en in terms of patterns. Take it from Toho. Or similar shoot-em-ups, I don't know, Mrs. Estacion comes to mind, and that's about all the Toho-style shoot-em-ups I know. So, yeah, there's not much more I can gather from this. If you're the creator of the script, or if you've understood the story, then please comment down below. I'd like to know what any of this actually means. To me, it just seems like a completely meaningless crossover that's just done for the heck of it. It's like It's like you're inserting your furry OC into a Toho fan game just because yes. But yeah, that will be all for Once More Onto the Window, and I'll see you all next time on Danmakufu Delirium.